Hello students, welcome to Sentence Online classes. Students, we are working from home. Students, now look at the question number 15 of exercise 13.1. So the question says that consider the experiment of throwing a dice. If a multiple of 3 comes up, throw the dice again, and if any other number comes, toss a coin. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are throwing a dice. Okay, suppose on throwing a dice, if we got 3 and the other multiple of 3, that would be 6. So if these two number comes up, then we have to throw the dice again. So we have to throw the dice again. So it is 3. So on throwing the dice again, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, or it could be 4, it could be 5, and it could be 6 as well. Okay. So on the first die we got 3, then we have to toss the die again. So on the second time we can get any of these 6 numbers. Okay. Similarly for 6, when we got 6 on the first time on the dice, then we have to toss the die again. So 6, 1, it could be 6, 2, it could be 6, 3, it could be 6, 4, it could be 6, 5, and it could be 6, 6. Okay. Now and if any other numbers comes, toss a coin. Apart from 3 and 6, suppose 1 comes up. Okay, 1 comes up, 2 comes up, 4 comes up, and 5 comes up. Then we have to toss a coin. So when 1 came, so when I'm tossing the coin, I could get head and I could get tail as well. Okay. Similar here, 2, H, 2, T. Okay. 4, head, 4, tail, 5, head, and 5, tail. So now for this experiment, the sample space would be all these elements. So 3, 1, 3, 2 till 3, 6, 6, 1 till 6, 6, 1, H, 1, T, 2, H, 2, T, 4, H, 4, T, 5, H, and 5, T. So this is our sample space. Now, what are the events of which we have to find the conditional probability? That's our find the probability of the event. The coin shows a tail. That E is the event. Coin shows a tail. Okay. So now element of event E would be tail. So here 1, T. 1, T, 2, T, and 5, T. Okay, 4, T. So these are the elements in which a tail comes. Okay. Now, event F is given that at least one die shows a 3. So event F is at least one die shows a 3. So that event would be 3, 1, 3, 2 till 3, 6, 6, 3. So these are the events in which we got a 3. Okay. So now we have to find the conditional probability. We have to find P, E slash F. Okay, that we have to find. So first of all, find the E intersection F. So E intersection F. Now what is the common element between event E and F? I think there is no element, because in event F there is at least one 3, but in event E there is no 3. So there is no common element between them. So E intersection F equals to 5. If it is 5, then P E intersection F equals to 0. So now P E slash F is equals to what? P E intersection F upon P F. Okay, when this is 0, I need not to calculate the PF, it would be equals to 0. So there are 0% chances that the coin shows a tail if one die shows a 3. It's impossible. Okay, I hope it's clear. Very easy question. Please pause the video and note it down. So now the exercise 13.1 is finished. Now we will move forward to the another concept of the probability. So the next concept is related to the conditional probability, and the name of the concept is multiplication theorem. Multiplication theorem of probability, on probability, as you wish to say. Okay. So what E intersection F depicts. What is E intersection F? It means that event E and event F both are happening, both are occurring. Okay, or I could say that E and F are occurring simultaneously, or after E F is occurring. So I can depict this statement in three different ways. All are same. Okay, so when one, two, and more than two events are occurring simultaneously or together, we have to use the multiplication theorem on probability. And one thing is very sure, and trust me, there is nothing new in this theorem. We have already studied, we have already solved the question on the basis of the multiplication theorem on the probability in the 11th class. But there we just need not to write in the standard form, we just solve it. Okay, roughly. But here we will go step by step, but we have already studied that concept. So this concept says when two or more than two events are occurring simultaneously or one after another, then this theorem takes place. Okay, and what this theorem is, we all know that whether P E slash F is equals to what? P intersection F upon PF, or P F slash E equals to P intersection F upon PE. So now from both of these formulas, what will be the value of P intersection F? PE intersection F, that would be equals to PF dot PE slash F. I've just cross multiplied. Okay, so that would be here. So this is a one formula, or we could say PE intersection F is equals to PE dot PF slash F. Because this particular statement formula is known as the multiplication theorem on probability. Okay, so instead of I am saying P intersection F, I can call it as PEF. That event E and F are happening together. PEF. So whether I say PEF or P intersection F, it is the same thing. So this is the multiplication theorem. Okay, now we'll take an example and you will see how silly this statement is. We have already studied this. Okay, suppose we have 52 cards. We have sample space 52 cards. Okay, and I have to draw 3 cards. I have to draw 3 cards out of these 52 cards. Okay, and the conditions are that first and second card should be of king, and third card should be an ace. That is a condition, that out of these 52 cards I have to draw 3 cards. Okay, 3 cards in which first 2 should be a king and third one should be a ace. Okay, now suppose let E1 is the event, or let E is the event. First drawn card is a king. Event F is second drawn card is a king too, and event G is third drawn card is an ace. Okay, student. Now find the probability of E. So probability of E, it means what? That probability of getting a king. So beta, how many kings are there? There are 4 kings. So 4C1, it means 4. Favorite outcome upon total outcome 52. So that would be 1 by 30. Okay, now probability of F, drawing a second king. Beta, but here we will write it like that we have to draw a king when already a king has been drawn. Here the difference. In 11th class, we didn't give a damn about that what the statement, what way we have to represent it. We just simply multiply. Okay. But here we have to write like we have to find the probability of drawing a second king when already a king has been drawn. So now how many kings we have left with? There were 4. One we already drawn. So there are 3 kings. So that would be 3 upon, and we have already drawn a card This is without replacement. We have drawn a card, so that there will be 51 cards. So 3 by 51. Now we have to draw an ace. So probability of drawing an ace, probability of G when 2 kings already been drawn. Okay. So now how many aces are there? 4 aces. 4 upon. But we have already drawn 2 cards. So total number of cards would be 50. 4 by 50. Okay. Now so I am writing over here. Just let me. So we have to find drawing these cards simultaneously or one after other. So we have to find P, E, F, G. But you would say, sir, we have written the formula for 2 events. You can increase this formula for n number of events. How? We'll get to know. So P, E, F, G. What we have to do? We have to do multiply all the probabilities. What probabilities we have? P, E dot P, F slash E dot P, G slash E, F. And in this case, for these questions, I need not to remember the formula. Go step by step, you will get the formula. Okay, now put all the values. So that is 1 by 13 into 3 by 51 into 4 by 50. That is our answer. Suppose if I have four events, E, F, G, H, then probability of E, F, G, H would be for the pattern P, E dot P, F slash E, then P, G slash E, F, then P, H slash E, F, G. You can dot. You can snatch this formula. You can increase this formula for n number of events. Okay. Now come back to the 11th class. Suppose you are in 11th. Okay, and you want to solve that. You have to solve this question. How to do that? There are 52 cards. First card should be of king. Second card of king should be of king, and third card of an ace. Probability equals to first king. There are 4 king. 4 upon 52. And second king, 1 king we already drawn, so there will be 3 king, 3 by 51. Into ace, 4 aces, and 2 cards we already drawn, 50. You must do like that. And 11th class you get full marks. But in 12th, whenever you get such question, you have to make the events. You have to let the events. Then you have to write into this form. Then you will multiply. Okay. So I hope you get it. Okay. Now the next concept is of independent events. Independent events. Already we have studied some types of events as well. They were mutually exclusive, exhaustive, simple and compound. Now this is a fifth type, independent events. So for event E and F, if probability of E intersection F is equals to probability of E multiplied by probability F, if this condition holds for any 2 events, then those 2 events should be known as independent events. And in general way, those events, suppose we have 2 events E and F, when happening or occurrence of E does not affect the occurrence of event F, that time those events would be known as independent events. किसी एक इवेंट का होना ना होना किसी दूसरे इवेंट के होने ना होने पे कोई फर्क नहीं डालता है. ऐसे इवेंट्स को हम इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट्स कहते हैं. ओके, सो लाइक देयर आर टू स्टूडेंट्स इन अ ग्रुप. ओके, for I will take an example from your class. Okay, suppose Mohit and Kamal. Okay, so Mohit is doing study on his own, Kamal is doing. So if Mohit get 100%, it doesn't mean that Kamal will also get 100%. They are two separate events. It depends on how much efforts Mohit is putting in and how much efforts Kamal is putting in. So these are two independent events. These are not dependent. Okay. Now, so P intersection F equals to PE into PF. Then we would say events are independent. Okay. Now please pause the video and note it down.